Good morning. I hope you're doing well. It's time for a quick update on the garden. It is mid-August and things start to look a little tired mid-August. I had to cut back some of my petunias. I haven't done that to all of them yet, and you'll actually see that in a minute. They get leggy. Even the wave petunias get kind of leggy in the middle of August, so I've done that. And some things, we were away for a week. The girls, Maddie and Molly, were here. They took great care of the garden, but some of the things, I don't know what happened while I was gone. One of the plants kind of got a little dry, and the vegetable garden has been like kind of a failure. I'll show that to you. That is not their fault. But while we were away, I had the sprinkler system watering the veggie garden, and I don't know. It did a fine job. It just, I don't know, kind of just didn't flourish this year for whatever reason. Anyway, so let's go ahead. I'll turn the camera around. I'm going to start on the deck with my potted plants. Okay, this is the only one that seems to have taken a hit while we were gone. I don't know what's going on with this. Just has a lot of dried and crinkled leaves. I haven't taken the time to actually like cut it back yet. So I'm probably going to do that and see if I can't improve the situation. There was another plant. This looks like a snapdragon. I don't remember planting a snapdragon in here, but I guess I did. Anyway, so I'm going to do a little cutting back. This is what it's supposed to look like. It is beautiful when it's in full blooming flourish, but that is not the case right now. So we'll start with the bad news. Everything else is doing pretty well. This is the petunia that's getting leggy. This is not a wave petunia. It's just a traditional, I forget the name of it, but I am going to cut that back just to get rid of some of these. When you start to see very few leaves and lots of stems, it's time to cut it back, and you cut it back to where you see like a growth point. So I could cut it back to like here. I could just snap that off, and that should help it. We had 3 windows replaced yesterday. We're doing it in piecemeal because we're paying cash for them. So we did 3 this year, hopefully 4 next year. But when we did that, we had to move all of this furniture. And so everything is in a little bit of disarray still. The broom, we were sweeping some stuff. And so anyway, not everything has been put back yet. So just ignore the disarray and we'll just go ahead and look at the flowers. So the Lantana, again, I think I've mentioned this, it's not doing great this year. Don't know why. They usually get huge and this one has not. This, I'm sorry it's not sunny, but when it's sunny, this is my fairy tale purslane, and I did post a picture, which maybe I'll insert up here or here. I forget where it will pop up. I will insert a picture so you can see what it looks like when it's blooming. It blooms when the sun is out, and then it goes to sleep. And then when the sun comes out again, it blooms again. And it's doing really well, even though it doesn't look like it right now. These are what are these, Million Bells or something? And they are doing really well. I did lose I think it was a zinnia, candy corn zinnia. Died. I don't know why, it just died. So I had to bring this up. The bunny rabbits were devouring my snapdragons. So I brought them up on the deck. I had a few pots of them and they thought it was a buffet. I need to deadhead again. I just haven't had the time. Just because we got back from vacation and then it's like right back into work. So the zinnias just haven't been doing great this year. I don't know why. This didn't happen while I was away. It's been kind of like this. So maybe it needs some fertilizer. That's what I'll probably try next. My hibiscus is gorgeous. And I love the contrast of the orange blooms with the blue pot. I planted this from seed, and it was supposed to be red and white marigolds, and it turns out they gave me seeds for just your standard marigold. I was like, what the heck? I could have bought these at Ace Hardware for much less than I paid for those seeds, so that was a disappointment. I think those seeds were from Ace Hardware. I should bring the pack back and show them what happened. It's a little pot of, this was like kind of leftovers, so that's doing well. And here's, this is doing well. Also, I need to deadhead this a little bit. August things start to look a little tired and overgrown. And so it's just time to cut stuff back and clean things up. Haven't done a cleanup. I love this part of the deck. This is a good view. I don't plant over here because it's really hard to water. So I don't put any flower pots over here. But I do like to sit here. I love to look at the umbrella. I should add, we bought an umbrella at the at-home store, which you might have seen in a vlog earlier this year. It has completely faded. So it's out front, we barely use it. This is one we got years ago at Menards, and the thing is still doing great. Uh-oh, it's starting to rain, I better get this done. Here's my other lantana. Again, the leaves are curling. They're just not healthy in my yard. I don't know if it's something in my yard or in lantanas in general. They're just not doing well. This is, Hannah had planted this. I don't know what this was supposed to do. It hasn't done very much. I mean, it's growing. It just really hasn't done much. There's the other two snapdragons that were getting devoured, and they have now grown back. Maddie planted this. It's going nuts. So this is great. I should probably pull this little...
Try this thing.
Yes. Hold on. It's raining.
It's raining. I wanted to be in the vlog.
Oh.
Good morning. I woke up just now.
Are you going to the office?
No.
Oh. Did you do your hair yet?
Nope.
Okay. Hey, hold on. It's raining. I got to film this. Hold on. I will help you. Okay. I'm going to help her tie that, but I want to get this filmed right before it rains. So I'm going to pull this snapdragon out. Maddie did a great job. It's going crazy. And the portulacas are just taking over. So I'm going to pull this out and probably pull this out and put them in a separate pot because they're kind of getting strangled. But again, that's something normal that I do in August. That one's doing well. This one is so tiny. So I'll probably pull that one out and make a separate little pot, or maybe put them down here, fill that up a little bit more. And then here is the dish garden, which has done great. This is needing to be cut back, you know, because they've kind of finished that bloom, and you cut them back, you get another. So, but I think that looks adorable. You missed the full bloom of this. It kind of happened while I was away, so I didn't get that on film. I have got to dig up my clematis and bring it back. It has completely died. I don't know why. These are my asters. If these don't bloom, I'm going to pull them out of here this year. I put them in here because the deer love to eat them, but now they're not blooming anyway, and they're just taking up a lot of space. So we'll see what happens. These are getting eaten by something, nibbled off anyway. This is not running because it's not, you can see it's raining. This is one of our favorite little areas of the yard. We did all this year. And I recently had to create cages for my hostas because the bunnies, even though I did the hot peppers and the soap and everything, we had some bunnies that were just having a party. And so this one is the blue leaf, and they really like that one. It must be very sweet because that one they ate down to the nubs. So hopefully they will come back. Here's my leftovers pot. It's doing really well. I think I showed that to you. It's kind of a little bits of all the things that were left over. I just stuck them in a pot. And you can see these are just stems of the wandering Jew. I just stuck them in the soil. So hydrangea is doing well. And this is the hydrangea we planted, also doing well. And our little tree is doing well. And I've just been keeping the hose up there. It's just easier. Okay, it's really starting to rain. We'll pause this until the rain stops. Okay, we're back at it. The sun is out now, and look, see, our little purslane is starting to open. It's not fully in the sun yet, so it's not fully open yet, but it's getting there. I had moved these plants out from the house so they could get some of the benefit of the rainwater. Let's go continue what we were talking about. Okay, this is a tent. That's our white tent that you've seen in other videos. Gabe is using it at an event tonight, so that's what that is. Here's one of my hanging plants. It's a little yellow. I don't know if it's not draining properly. That's usually what yellow means. I haven't checked the drainage situation. It looks like it has drainage. I don't know. And the mock orange, I don't know. I think they're suffering from the drought. But, you know, they have a year to take off. This is I broke my tomato plant. Okay, that was my son. He just took the tent. Look at that. Anyway, I broke my tomato plant. It had several inches more on it, and I broke it. What can you do? I was staking it with more of this, and I just snapped it. Anyway, I have gotten several tomatoes. They're delicious, and yeah, I've been enjoying those. And here's my herbs. I really need to harvest them. Those unfortunately started to bloom. That's not good. So I need to harvest these and dry them out. I just cut them and hang them upside down inside. Nothing fancy. Let's go to the veggie garden and I'll show you my failures. Okay, here is the situation in the veggie garden. First of all, that has not gotten planted. I don't think I'm going to plant that clematis because it also has the same looking disease as the other one. I don't think it's worth it for me to plant it. I might just bring them both back. Clearly something got to them. And I let my lettuce go to seed. That's how I get the volunteers each year. My zucchini never really grew. Not sure what that's about. You see them? They're just small. I don't know. They just didn't grow. I missed the bloom on my sunflower. That's my one sunflower over there. The only one that germinated of all the seeds that I planted. And I was in New Jersey when it bloomed. So there you go. I decided I think I'm just going to let the strawberries just kind of do their thing and take over. They seem to thrive here. I've got the rhubarb back there still. And I've got my bean patch, which a bunny got into because I left the gate open one day and they ate all the beans, like every single one. So we'll see if we get more. We have a few here, which I'm sure will get eaten by something because they're outside the fence. I don't know. The beans just kind of were a failure as well as everything else. So, you know, but the zinnias are going to bloom. Look at that. And I mean, ultimately, I think it's a lack of water. I don't know if you heard, Minnesota's entering like drought, like severe drought conditions or something. And honestly, we're not running our sprinklers much because, you know, I like to conserve water. I mean, if anything has to go, you know, if there's a water shortage, I don't need to water my vegetable garden. I'm not using this like as my food source, you know, let the people who actually need the water have the water. So anyway. And if I have to make a choice, I'd rather water my flowers with the hose rather than have to worry about a veggie garden. So I'm just kind of counting this a loss. I don't use much money to grow my vegetables. I just buy a few packages of seeds. And so I don't feel a big loss from it. The bunnies enjoyed the beans. And so hopefully we'll get some more. But I am excited that the zinnias are going to bloom. They always do well for me. It's one pack of seeds, put the whole thing out and see what happens. And you know, they're usually actually bigger by now, but again, maybe it's the water situation. I don't know. So that's my veggie garden failure. You know, it is what it is. And here's our other new windows. They really did a nice job. Let's see. So two here. Something happened with the caulking. I don't know. Chris has to do something. That's why that's there. Because then it started to rain. He's like, oh no, I didn't fix the caulk. So anyway. But other than that, and you know, it's easier for him to just caulk it rather than call them back. But overall, we're very pleased with the work that got done. Here's all the hostas. And now onto the front garden. Nothing much happening here. Some lilies in bloom. That's about it. Oh, I love this spinner thing. There it goes. And shrubs are looking sad. That's probably a function of the water situation. And here's the front garden. There has definitely been some bunny activity. And I think the bunnies have gotten really bad again, maybe because usually they eat like the weeds and the grass and the grass. But the grass, I mean, now it's green because it rained for 2 days, but it's been really dry and a lot of stuff has just been dead. So I think maybe that's why they're coming into the garden more, because they don't have all the yummy weeds that are normally there to eat. But that's just my theory. And I picked these up at the bins because you can see the bunnies went nuts on some of my plants. So I'm just trying to protect them so that they can regrow after they were devoured. They took this hosta down to the nubs. It has 2 new leaves. And then they also ate this lamb's ear, but not this one, which was weird. I think it's the same plant. I don't know. But now they can't get to it and plants are growing back. So that's good. But nothing much to speak of here. It's just doing its thing. And then I need to address my pots, just trim them back a little bit. And I cut a lot off of this. I need to fertilize it now. So I need to clean this up. Get a little brush and gently take it off so you don't take off the paint as well. So this bucket looks great. This is like my succulent bucket, I call it. I think it looks great. Quite pleased with it. All right, and that's about it. That's the garden this week. Oh, now the fountain is going because it's in the sun. I do really like these fountains. I definitely recommend them. We need to mow the grass. Haven't had a chance because it's been raining, so that's been good. So Hannah and Chris will take care of that. And that's about it. I hope you're all having a good week. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching.